back to back, this is what I do all day. But it beats got it sounding like a vortex. Flex.
The second movie was somehow worse than the first movie with an upgraded technical budget. So at least the technical side was a lot better. It was a lot better. However, a lot of the shots were not even important. So it's like a useless shot, but it looked pretty. So I'll be like, why? But at least I'll be like, oh, why in HD? You know what I mean? So the character who had her baby in the last movie has now, it's been 4 years, and her kid's 4 years old, and she's found someone who's really good for her, I think. I don't know. And of course she's hosting another gallery show in a better gallery this time. So she's moved from like bedrooms and she's gone up to like Santon. You know what I'm saying? We open up with her getting ready for her event, and her I don't know, he's not her husband, her boyfriend makes like a jab. Almost, he's like, don't be too revealing, you know, to show that he's an overpowering, controlling boyfriend. That's it. That's the only indication that that is a thing. So cool. We move, and then they've now replaced Mapato as, you know, because she didn't want to be part of this other movie or couldn't, I don't know. But understandable, girl, same. They replaced her character. They need to obviously bring in a third because that's the balance, right? You have 3 people. We want to see more than one love story because this is a, you know, it's one of those. They replaced her with Mbisa, who is pretty much a representation of what we as people want to see: a dark-skinned, natural-haired woman on screen. Short hair, yoga, love it for her, very peaceful, love on earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, are you Leo or not? What's good? I jog sometimes in Westcliff because I'm dope. She's one of those people, right? And she's at the event, she's setting up flowers. She's also a yoga instructor at the same time because you know how it is, we have side hustles, which is fine. That's not even my qualm with the movie. My qualm with the movie is the fact that, so she's the first one to find her new love in this movie, and it's Yonda, which I love. I love to see this, you know, because he's a vibe. I love seeing his face. Not in this movie though. He did not do, it was, and I know he can act, so I'm very confused on what's happening. If you watch Seriously Single, my review of how much I hate that movie, you'll know that when I compliment him, it's because he did well. You know, he couldn't even do well in this movie because that's how bad it was. So him and her fall in love in 5 seconds. No connection, no reason. They just look at each other and it's love. Now, for someone like Nambitsa's character, it doesn't make sense because she is not the type of person to fall in love like that. She needs to get to know you first. So it doesn't make sense that they didn't even say hi and they already had a dun, 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 you know, kind of look each other in the eye connection. I just personally don't understand. It really came out of nowhere. When I tell you it came out of nowhere. And then like his friend is like, oh, this nigga is starting an app company and he's like broke and stuff. Why would your friend say that about you? Does he like you? Do you like each other? What's going on? I don't know if it was supposed to be for humor's sake or to show that they kind of took the same trope they did with the other character's husband and just put him in the same career path. Guys, there are so many jobs. No, for real, there are so many jobs. We are not just chipheads. We're not chipheads like you think we are. So cool, this guy has the same job. They fall in love with each other. They have a one night stand. He's like, actually, I'm not good at this relationship thing. Can we be friends though? And then she's like confused, but she's like, sure. And she actually becomes his friend. Apparently they become best friends because he needs her help for like pitching and stuff like that. 80 blow. No explanation from when this friendship even grew. So you're telling me sex made you guys that much of good friends? Damn, son. And then you've got homegirl with her controlling boyfriend. Her story is that her baby daddy has come back and he's apologized and he's now a recovering alcoholic and he wants space in his daughter's life. And this relationship wasn't the best, but it's the most believable of everything that happened in that movie. And that's saying a lot. Then you've got, you know, Kanimba's character, and what happened with her? Oh yeah, her husband died a year ago, and now her sister came to claim the house and stuff and make sure it wasn't stolen. Anyas, like, you know, because the sister thinks that, you know, whatever her character's name, doesn't even like didn't even like her husband and just wanted him for money and was waiting for him to die. I don't know. She's trying to take the house and take her kids from her. I don't get it. I don't know. There wasn't enough of like a reasoning for why the sister hated her. It's like they just didn't know what to do with, you know, this character and just made it dramatic, like killed her husband off and said, fine, we'll just make it seem like there's a battle of money. But I'm assuming that in a will, if it says that 50% of the money goes to my wife, it goes to your wife. I don't know if there's much you can contest. I'm not too sure. We never really got to the court hearings and like who got what. It was just confusing. I don't know if she was fighting for the business, but look, I don't know if like her husband's sister worked for the company initially, because this was not established in the previous movie nor in this movie. So I don't know, she just started working for the company. I'm unsure what exactly they were fighting about. I don't know, they just don't like each other, and I don't know. And Kanye, somehow they were like, I don't want you having money so you can give you Ben 10s, and then Kanye has a Ben 10 anyway. Where did he come from? Because the first time we introduced to this Ben 10, there's no love connection whatsoever, but like about 60%, not even like 80% into the movie, they kiss. And then that scene also doesn't make sense because they're caught kissing, right? But the room they're caught kissing in has a window outside. So everyone would have seen them kissing outside the window without even having to open the door. But for dramatic effects, they opened the door anyway. And it was shocking because they couldn't see it through the window. Do you know what a window is, guys? In case you don't know, you can see through it. So that storyline doesn't make sense. Then the other chick whose baby daddy comes back, she helps him be in the life of the kid, doesn't want him to be in the life of the kid. Her controlling boyfriend is angry at the baby daddy for existing, but also welcomes him into the space, but also doesn't welcome him. And then she cheats on her current partner with her baby daddy with no, like, it didn't make sense why she did it. I don't understand why she did it. It don't make sense. Anyway, so we don't know why she is doing this. She just cheated and then gets angry that she cheated. I don't get it. Also, because in the last movie, she looked down on cheaters. And I'm not saying people who look down on cheaters don't cheat, but it actually doesn't make sense that she cheated because her character would never cheat. It's not feasible. The thing is, if her character cheated, it would have made more sense if her current partner has done something to push her to cheat. But that's not even what happened. Apparently, just seeing this nigga after 5 years makes you want to open your legs. And I'm so shook by this because I'm like, she's a grown-ass woman. She can make logical decisions. And this is not one of them. You know, there's no feelings even. She breaks up with the current boyfriend and decides to start a relationship with her current partner. And he, for some reason, forgets to fetch his kid from school. Which doesn't make sense because his whole arc is that he's trying to get the child back. So it's this idea that men are trash, I guess, but not even in a way that makes sense. There's no linkage to why he would have become something he's not supposed to be. And apparently he used to sign a really big deal that was never brought up in the movie ever. Do you see? I know you're confused. I'm confused. We're all confused on what the hell was going on. Someone actually said it feels like the movie was rushed. And they're completely right. I think they wrote the script in like 3 days, which is okay if there's planning before. Like if you plan before and you write your script, it can come out pretty decent to great. It really can. And if you're a great writer, it doesn't matter. Some people do write their scripts in 3 days. But it feels like one of the people was sitting there like, let's make a second movie. And they're like, cool. And then Netflix gave them money and then they forgot that they had to make this movie. And then it was like 3 weeks when Netflix was like, when are you shooting, by the way? And like, shit. And then like wrote a movie, just a bunch of shit tropes put together, mixed masala. Then they were like, cool guys, we need you to act again for us real quick. One of them was like, nah, it's fine. This doesn't make sense to me. They had to now rewrite her character real quick. And then they filmed it in 3 days apparently. And that's what happened. And then they edited it and they're like, damn it, nothing makes sense. This whole thing doesn't make sense, so let's make it look pretty. That's all. Shoving some B-roll up in here, just make it look like, you know, a lot of the dialogue doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, and Yoga Instructor's relationship also. She falls in love with this guy. She gets angry when he says he doesn't want a relationship. Then they get in a relationship. Then they get out of the relationship. Then they get in a relationship. Then they get out of the relationship. And then at her birthday / award ceremony, he decides to profess his love by shouting commitment louder than every other person there, apparently, because that's how sound works. And he then walks over to her on a podium as everyone watches him profess his love. And he's like, is everyone watching? Yes, bitch, because guess what? Guess what? You're talking in front of people. I don't understand. Am I confused? The whole movie had no structure. Like, I just don't understand. And here's my thing, right? Technically, it looked a lot better. Sounded fine. Music was weird. Didn't really understand the choices that were made. And if I ever work with anyone who worked on these movies, I really hope you do better in other things. And I'm going to just at this point again say it might be a directorial thing. It can't be that both movies both of them are that terrible. Like, there must be a linkage here. And the linkage is the person who came on, who's the same, is the director and is the DOP. So the DOP kind of improves. Because I think they even changed scriptwriters and still there was no hope. I don't understand. And look, the director is celebrating having a #1 movie on Netflix in South Africa, but also, yes, of course, we only have one movie coming out, you know. Like, if you were to go up against something that's really good, then that would have been something, you know. I don't like either of them. I'm never going to watch them again. That's just unnecessary to my soul. However, I feel like it's embarrassing that this is the representation of the filmmaking that happens in South Africa. We don't have many people we can rely on because they're not given chances to do well. And then it seems like the people who are given deals to do really like big productions just don't know what they're doing. And it will never make sense. I mean, look, I get it. I'm not a complete filmmaker yet. In a complete, I mean, I have not done a lot of work yet. I'm not a 20-year veteran. I haven't been a DOP for 15 years. I haven't made 17 movies. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't done a million things yet, which I understand. And it's because COVID and many other restrictions have held me back a little bit. But it doesn't mean it's never going to happen. If I was given Happiness Ever After, which also the title I can't. If I was given that movie to direct, even with my lack of experience, I personally feel like I could have actually killed it. If all I had to do was do slightly better than Happiness is a 4-letter word, oh my freaking word. Oh my word, guys. I really could have like done such a great job. But obviously people like me are not going to be given opportunities like that big because I don't have superficial numbers on why my movie is doing well. Yes, not all of us have to make it big, and that's not what it's about. I think what it's about is that filmmakers get lazy. We take barely any risks when it comes to movies. We write the same type of thing all the time, or we steal formulas from other countries. I have a whole problem with like rom-coms, but I still can stand almost every other rom-com except South African ones. I honestly do not understand why we keep doing this genre, because we're so bad at it. I have made some shitty content too, but I'm sorry. I can stand by half the stuff I've made. Half the stuff I've directed is way better than that movie. There's consistency. There is something. Even if I made mistakes and there were points where I had no experience and whatnot, at least I know that with my chest, I can say I'm proud of what I did and when I wrote the shit out of it and I tried to honor that script the best way I could. And I don't know if homie over here did that. And I'm always gonna sound like a dick, but it's not even because it's a South African film. It's because I'm tired now of the same thing. And it can't be that this is always gonna be the conversation we have where it's inconsistent, it's boring, it's missing something, there's something not connected. And then the directors and scriptwriters lie and say they had to take out some of the story because of budget. Like, then rewrites. I worked on a film with my friends where literally they lost a whole actor who was the third most important person there. And guess what they did? They rewrote. And we had 5 days to shoot. They rewrote in the same day. And if I'm not mistaken, the last day or the second last day, they figured it out. And we had already shot scenes with that person. They're like, let's make this work. That is how you work. You cannot tell me budget. Shit can happen, bruh. That's the thing. Anything that can go wrong in film goes wrong. That is a motto we are taught from film school. You cannot tell me that is the reason your movies aren't good. Oh, the script wasn't that good. Why did you pick it then? Maybe you're not up for the challenge. If the script's not that good, find a way to make it good. You're the director. You and your AD and you create and your writer, whatever. You can all sit down together and be like, okay, what can we do to make this a little, put some meat up in here? Because I know Netflix didn't give you 3 days to make this. It's not particular companies. So what is the reason that you had made such a lackluster film? I want accountability. Actually, from all the people who make bad films, I want accountability. It's very hot. I need some air and I'm going to go play some Fortnite. So thank you for listening to me ramble. I'm just disappointed. We deserve better. Stay beautiful, guys. Watch good content.